Reverse lunge to a thigh drive. Start by standing with your feet hip-width apart. Hold the dumbbells in each hand with your palms facing your body. Imagine your arms are hanging straight down. Tighten your core muscles by pulling that belly button in, bringing your rib cage down, tightening that internal girdle. In a controlled manner, go ahead and take a step back with your right foot. Imagine you're performing a reverse lunge. As you do this, your center of gravity starts to lower when you bring your left knee over your toe. Your left knee will bend and your right leg will be behind you. I want you to focus on extending to where your hip, your knee, and your ankle are fully extended. And all your weight is on your left thigh, knee over toe. From that reverse lunge position, which I consider an acceleration reverse lunge, because all your weight will be on your left side, knee over toe, push through that left leg and extend your left leg as your right leg pushes forward, bringing your right knee towards your chest. Make sure your right knee comes all the way up. Knee has to be higher than their hip. You're aiming for getting that knee higher than your hip always, because it forces the glute on the left leg to fully extend that left hip. Your glute are your prime movers for your hips, so getting that knee higher than that hip helps us get fully extended. At the same time you're bringing that right leg through, bring your arms forward with the dumbbells moving towards your chest as you lift your right knee. Hold that thigh drive position for a moment to feel engagement in your leg muscles and your core and stability. Keep your chest up, your back straight, then gently lower your right knee to that extended position once more, your extended acceleration position. Box step up to thigh drive. You're standing in front of a sturdy box. It should be about knee height or slightly lower for safety and stability. Start by grabbing your dumbbells or weight of choice and placing one foot onto the box. Make sure your whole foot is securely on it and your knee is at a 45-degree shin angle, okay? Knee over your pinky toe, 45-degree shin angle, and your foot is on the box. Some of my athletes like to have the little piece of their heel off the box, but since this is a new movement, I'll start you guys off with your full foot on the box. Once your foot's on the box, drive down through your quad into the box using your leg muscles to lift your body up. You might feel like climbing stairs, but just with one step. Once you've stepped all the way up, make sure that the leg that's not on the box follows through that cycling motion and drives all the way up to get that knee parallel to your hip or higher than your hip. Imagine you're trying to drive your knee to your chest. Squeezing all those muscles at the top, turning the quad that's on the leg that's on the box. Make sure that glute is activated, that quad is activated for maximum stability. We don't want to bend in that leg. Once you hold it for a couple of seconds, and maintain that balance to recruit your stabilizers. Carefully lower your lifted knee back down and step off completely off the box. And then you'll repeat the whole process. So if it's right leg on the box, you'll thigh drive with your left leg and vice versa. So go ahead and complete about 8 to 10 reps. I think I start you guys off, I start you guys off with 8 each side, because we're really trying to grind out that mechanic, that force production on the box followed with that thigh drive that's going to help with speed on the field. Ankle hops to split stance drop. Ankle hops are a plyometric exercise where you jump up and down repeatedly using only the strength and flexibility of your ankles. You'll start by standing with your feet shoulder width apart and your arms relaxed by your side. Imagine pushing through the balls of your feet, lifting your heels off the ground slightly, and then springing back up onto your toes. It's like bouncing lightly on the balls of your feet, using the springiness of your ankles to propel you upwards. As you jump, you'll feel a slight push off the ground and suspension in the air before landing softly back onto the balls of your feet. You want to keep your core crazy tight. I like to use my arms at a 90-degree angle to kind of help use my elbows to keep my core, to help me get off the ground, to get some height from my ankles, right? So here you're going to go 2 ankle hops and then drop into that split squat. So make sure when we drop into that split squat, we're thinking about thigh separation, knee over toe, and extended back leg. Think of it as an acceleration lunge. So it's going to be a 1-2 drop, 2-2 drop, 3-3 drop. Okay, be crazy aggressive on these ankle hops and then aggressive on your split squat. You're trying to pretend like you're on a bed of glass and you're trying to shatter the glass with your drops. So yeah, go 8 to 10 on one side, 8 to 10 on the other side, and it should be nice, fast, and aggressive. You're controlling your body, and then stopping gravity, pulling yourself into the ground by landing in that split squat. Single arm overhead box squat. Start by placing a box behind your body, right? So you're standing away from the box. Make sure you're comfortable. Go ahead and take a seat on the box so you know how high it is and where it is, because you'll be squatting on the box. Grab a dumbbell and you are going to put it over your head. So if your left hand's grabbing the dumbbell, you're going to extend your arm all the way up and put that dumbbell over your left shoulder. Keep that core nice and tight. Begin by lowering your center of gravity into that squatting position, knees over your toes, pushing your hips back and bending your knees towards your pinky toe. Once you take a touch on that box, you're just going to tap it. You're not going to fully sit. Just tap your glutes or your hams on the box and then explode up, okay? You really want to use your glutes to extend your hips as fast as you can, keeping your core super, super tight, controlling your spine and your pelvis throughout the entire movement. Once your thighs are parallel to the ground or as low as you can comfortably go while maintaining that good form, keeping your knees over your toes, then you explode up. If you're having trouble getting that range of motion in your shins, getting those knees over your toes, then add a heel lift. If you're using a metal box, usually those have like a little bar on the bottom and you can elevate your heels that way. If you don't, you can grab 2 little plates or like 5-pound dumbbells and put them up next to the box and elevate your heels that way. You'll get a much deeper squat because that allows you to get more prominent shin angles. So you are going to go 8 each side, and you can start to go heavier, play around with these weights. If you got a 10-pound dumbbell the first set, then the second set, let's go 12, and then the third set, let's see if we can get 15 for 5. If you can do your 8, do your 8. I really want you guys to start playing around with heavier weight as we progress these movements, because this movement is going to get your core nice and strong. You have that offset in balance, because whenever you're playing soccer, if you're defending, your defender is pushing against one side of your body and your other body has the opportunity to stabilize and assist. So here you have one side of your body working while the other one is stabilizing and assisting. Staggered stance kettlebell deadlift. You're going to take that dumbbell kettlebell weight of choice in your right hand, slide that right leg back to where most of your weight is on your left leg, and simply push your hips backwards and try to get that weight parallel to your knee, and then explode out of your hips. So slow on the decel, explode out of your hips. Do that a couple times, 10 to 15 reps. Really squeeze your glutes when you hip extend, and then switch sides. Again, slow on the decel, really push those hips back, get that weight parallel to your knee, and then explode out of your hips coming forward. Keep that. Building off of the staggered stance kettlebell RDL comes your staggered stance kettlebell swing. So again, in that standing position, you're going to slide your right leg back. Weight of choice is going to be in your right hand. We're going to load that left leg. Okay. So again, sliding that dumbbell or kettlebell parallel to your knee and explode out of your hips, allowing that weight to come forward. Remember, the power comes through your hips, not through your upper body. That weight simply moves from the force that's being produced through your hips. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. But again, loading like your staggered stance RDL, but exploding out of your hips so forcefully that that weight in your hand comes forward into a swing. We absorb that force and reapply, re-extend. Incline bench press. Start by sitting on an incline bench, which is a weight bench with that back raised at an angle. They typically are set between 30 to 45 degrees. Grab your dumbbells, one in each hand, or your barbell if somebody's helping you with your unracking. With the dumbbells, you're just going to lift one at a time, using your thighs as a guide, and you can bring them up if they're heavy. I usually try to, get that thigh drive to crash my forearm to my bicep, to get it up to my shoulder, and then press overhead. If I'm using a dumbbell, I make sure to follow that natural rotation of my shoulder socket. Obviously, I'm not going to force my shoulder into a position it doesn't want to go, because I want to listen to my body. As I press up, my palms are as I start down by my shoulder, my palms are facing me. As I press up, I rotate. Sometimes my dumbbell will face inwards, my palms will face each other, or sometimes it'll completely rotate out. If you want to add an isometric hold to it, you can absolutely press one dumbbell while the other one holds overhead, and vice versa. And then with the barbell, you're just doing two hands at a time. Again, keeping those elbows close to your body, and then pressing, trying to utilize your front pecs and your front delts to help you with this movement. We're going to crank out 10 for the first rep, go a little bit heavier for 8, go a little bit heavier for 6 to 8. L sit with a kettlebell press out. Begin by sitting on the floor with your legs extended in front of you. Imagine you're in an L shape with your torso and your legs forming a 90-degree angle. Grab your weight of choice. My weight of choice is a kettlebell for this movement, just because hand placement. However, you can grab kettlebells, dumbbells, sandbags, whatever you want. Grab that kettlebell, chest up, back strong. Roll your shoulder blades back. Hold that penny in between your shoulder blades. Push your traps down. I really want you to engage your pecs before you press this kettlebell away from your body, holding that L-sit position. Keep that rib cage down. Go ahead and extend that kettlebell away from that body, as far away from your torso as possible as you exhale, and then bring that kettlebell in. Complete 15 press outs in this movement. As always, please feel free to give me a call, email me, contact me. If you have any questions or you want me to explain further, I have no problem explaining further. We're in this journey together, and I want to see you guys grow, get bigger, get stronger. Reach out if you have nutrition questions, and then we can go through it together.